All right, this is Michelangelo, and I'm here with a very good friend of mine, Paulo Barroso. Paulo, how are you doing?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me here, by the way. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, listen, let me share something because we're going to talk about HCA, High Traffic Academy. We're both mutual friends with Vic Strisis. I actually go back with him 8 years. People don't know, a lot of people know that, but my real quick background when I first started on the internet was in Santa Monica, California, and I was blessed to have a roommate who was a whiz kid, right, online, and that whiz kid went on to launch a business opportunity that Vic became number one in, and ever since he's been number one in everything because of one reason: he knows not just the art of collecting emails, which is all I teach, right, but how to get them engaged and how to get them converted, right, to buy the stuff that he's selling or to join the program that he's joined, right? We all know he made millions of dollars in his last venture that we're both in. And he's not a one trick pony. He's consistently, and I'm gonna share something with you. Yes, I teach traffic. Yes, I have a list building course, but I can't possibly know it all. And Polo, when I said, hey, we should do this because I have the program myself, and I said, you know what, I'd be cheating my followers, cheating those on my team members, cheating anyone that comes across my list, that if I don't give them access to at least learn about High Traffic Academy because I can't possibly know it all. Right now, I was thinking about when you go to school, because I was like, yeah, like, well, do I promote someone else's stuff? Not mine. But when you go to university, it's not one professor. It's a bunch of professors, and a bunch of books tied to that topic, and that's how you learn what you need to learn, and how you cut the learning curve in half is by being able to have access to the information that you need right off the shelf. You're not having to Google it. You're not having to search for it. You're not having to waste a lot of money going to the junk to get to the real stuff. Would you agree, Polo?
Oh, man, absolutely. Having different mentors and different people teaching you different things, like if it's traffic, if it's conversions, or even mindset, it's important to have different teachers. Absolutely, 100%.
So I know that next to me, you believe Vic is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. Next to me, no, I'm just joking. But no, you've been following him for a long time. You're the number one um, income earner, whatever, in the last venture in his fund. No, you're number one affiliate now. So you're a diehard fan. You believe in his product. Can you just share a little bit about that?
Absolutely, and I appreciate your question because it's so important that people understand,
And let
obviously,
me say
where
this: this
on
is not scripted. We're just going at it, all right? Because we just want to share the information. So go ahead. And the reason Polo, you don't see his video, is he's not that pretty. I didn't want to overwhelm him with my looks now. So go ahead, Polo.
I've got a face for radio. Yeah, just to give you guys a bit of a background about me and why really you should be listening to me. Like Michelangelo was saying in his introduction, I am Vic's number one guy and I am Vic's number one affiliate. And the reason why I've managed to be his number one for the past 3 years, really, with the few ventures we work together, it's because I follow his steps. So everything that Vic puts out there, I actually buy it. I pay for it. I get nothing for free, by the way. Even though we friends and I've been to his house and I know his family and all that. But when it comes to business, I actually everything that he puts out, I actually buy it. I actually purchase it, and I go a step further than that. All the events that Vic actually puts out, and 8 week actually 2 months ago he put out an event in Vegas that he charged $10,000 a head. And guess what, guys? I was there. I was there as a student. I was there. Actually paid him $10,000 to attend this 3 day workshop. Why? Because I want to learn from the best. And when it comes to traffic and conversions, I do believe that Vic is the king of traffic and he's on the top of his game. So just to backtrack a little bit and just tell you how I started, I'm a Portuguese immigrant, by the way. I immigrated to the UK in England, where I live today, 22 years ago. And I arrived in England with no English, no money in my pocket, no college degrees or anything like that. And I just, worked in the printing press, in the printing company, really to make ends meet. So that was my profession. I was a printer, but I always knew that I was destined to do something else. Okay, I didn't think printing was my calling in life. I wasn't passionate about it. It wasn't really the job that I woke up enthusiastic and full of energy to go to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had to get up at 5:30 every day, work 12-hour shifts and then come back home sometimes 8, 9 o'clock at night, and life wasn't fun. I had two small kids. My kids would be asleep by the time I would leave in the morning, and then I would come back home 8 o'clock at night and they would be asleep again. So I was like a part-time dad. And to be honest with you, life for me sucked, worked all those hours and I was broke, I remember when I used to get paid in the middle of the month, but by not even the end of the month, by the 20th or something, I was already broke. I had no money left in the account to pay the bills and put food on the table and all that. And that's when I really reached rock bottom, and I said to myself, I gotta change this. You know, I have to find someone because I wanted to work online. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to be an online entrepreneur. And I just reached out to someone who can help me. So I looked for a mentor, and luckily enough, after many searches and buying a lot of products and finding and working with the wrong people that it never worked for me, finally, 3 years ago, I came across Vic Strijshuis, which really took me under his wing and really taught me everything that I know today. And I started with Vic because I never made a dime online. And then suddenly I started to apply his strategies, apply his traffic, apply his conversion techniques. And guess what? I believe my first check online was like $200, which obviously is a small amount, but to me, that was $200 that I've never made in my whole life online. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to stuck with this guy because obviously stuff works. And then the rest is history. I just stuck with him all these years. We joined a company together, which me and Michael obviously are a part of, and my income just really reached the sky. Really, I earned, just so you guys have an idea of what my earnings are. And although this income that I'm going to say to you guys is not typical, because obviously I'm not typical, I've managed to earn in this present company for the past 2 years, $759,000, guys. And all of this because of what I've learned.
And it's so funny that you were listed by businesshome.org. You made the top 1,000 income earner. But I just have to say this, Paulo, but that I ranked ahead of you by one.
You did.
So you like 738. I was like 737. I just wanted to say that to clarify that. But go ahead.
You were right in front of me, man, on top of me. Yeah, that's cool. But what how humble it is to be, positioned in that and to be listed in a list like that, with people obviously like even David Wood, Sharp, and Vic and all that. I mean, it's incredible. If you'd have told me 2 years ago that I would be listed in such a list of online entrepreneurs and fellow gurus, if you want to call it, I would have called you crazy. There's no way that I thought I would belong there, and yet here we are today, and we're both parts of that that prestigious list. Very humble, very, very happy to say and be here, hands on my heart. And then he said, Vix knows his stuff, and his products work. And when it comes to traffic and conversions, there's no one.
And before we go into the modules that they actually get, just so people kind of get a background on why we're doing this together, is we're friends. We became close friends. You've stayed at my home. We've hung out with your family now over here and that, but you've stayed a lot of times at my home and that. And we just like each other. We hang out, party, and everything together. And it's interesting that the people that are making the real money, right? We all tend to do the same thing, and we learn from there's this core. Mike Hobbs, it goes back. Frank Gonzalez, there's this core of people from the internet that go back with me, and Vic. And it's interesting that we're all successful 9 years later. And I've seen a lot of people be a one-trick pony, and hit, get one success and that's it, And I personally had lunch with Vic a couple of years ago in Austin, Texas. You know, everyone's like, wow, you know, how do you know Vic? And I was like, man, me and Vic go back a long time, man. Of course I know Vic and that. But let's get into the actual what they get, because it doesn't matter if you're an internet marketer. It doesn't matter if you own a flower shop you're driving traffic to online to your website. If you have a presence online that you need to get eyeballs, flesh and blood to listen to your message, right? Then you need traffic. And you know, in my university, I teach about collecting emails, right? You collect emails and you get them stuff to buy. But it's not as, I wish it was as simple as collecting emails, because that's the easy part, right? But you want to convert and get those flesh and blood that you collected in the email to buy or join whatever it is you have. So I'm going to flip a slide right here. And these are the 4 modules, main modules that you get in High Traffic Academy. And then within each module is plethora of videos. Now, folks, let me share some with you before I let Paulo loose again, is this. Make no mistake about it. To reach the level of success consistently that Paulo has, myself has, and a lot of other leaders, you have to go through a learning curve. And the way you cut the learning curve is by getting access to the material that the leaders, that's worked for the leaders, right? So let's go with the capture mastery first. And, you know, it's where you learn how to create excellent landing pages, real landing pages that people will be less likely to put a fake email in there to get access to whatever free content bribe you're giving. Go ahead, Paulo. Talk about capture mastery and what to expect from in there.
Yeah, capture mastery is such an important part of this course, because, as you guys know nowadays, because the internet is changing. I mean, internet right now in 2015 is a lot of people really, they're just entering fake email addresses just to see what's on the other side. So what Vic done very cleverly, he found a way to make not so much landing pages in a way that everyone wants to, obviously, to opt in just to find out what's on the other side, but also the wording that he uses. This is very important, guys. He uses really selling and subliminal techniques in the words that he puts in the capture pages to make people really wanting to opt in. And this is stuff that you can learn. I learned it. I didn't know anything about it. I just thought, making a landing page is just put, a hook together and that's it. But Vic really explained step by step on how to create your hook, how to make the hook so compelling, that people really want to enter the email address and really want to find out more about you and about your products and services. So that's what capture mastery does, really. You learn in simple steps, by the way, because Vic is such a good teacher. He really teaches you step by step on how to create a landing page that people really, really, really want to opt in with their real email address. And it works, by the way.
And you don't have to be a guru.
No way, man. Can I just tell you
Go ahead.
something else as well? And I don't know of anyone else doing this right now. Vic actually shows you a showcase, actually more than one, but let's just talk about one of the showcases that he shows you on the video and how he created, and he goes step by step on this, how he created the landing page that generated, listen to these guys, generated over 80% open opt-in rate. That's unheard of in this business. Michael, you know this. We normally what we get 50, sometimes up to 60%, and we're happy with that because 50 to 60% opt-in rates is very, very good.
Hell, I'm happy with 40%.
Even 40% is good. Can you imagine learning in this module alone a technique where you can go up to 80 or even more? Vic has another page where he got 92%. Can you imagine that? Getting not open rates, sorry, but opt-in rates of up to 90%. It's just madness. And it's all there, it's all showcased. So you guys can just copy and paste and just use the information there.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about traffic mastery. Because, okay, you capture the email, but you got to drive traffic to that landing page. Talk about what to expect in traffic mastery, please.
That's a really good question. And this is really my favorite module. Why? Because it's traffic not from 2012 or 2013. This is traffic strategies, guys, that work now in 2015. One traffic alone there, and I'm going to be honest with you, there's about 12 modules in there. I don't use them all because you don't need to use them all. All you need to do really is master one or two modules of or ways of to generate traffic, and that's it. You're done. People sometimes think, oh man, I need to master like 10 strategies, and then they're all over the place, and they become a jack of all trades and a master at nothing.
Well, you know Armin Moran. You ever heard of him? You know,
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Well, one time I bought his course, and he spoke about, look, you're not a success story. You're not a true internet marketer until you become independent on traffic sources. I mean, you're not dependent on any one. You're not wake up in the morning wondering where your traffic is going to come from. I'll never forget that. He goes, you wake up in the morning, you know that you have traffic already hitting your landing page, hitting your website. That's powerful. He said, too many newbies that they're dependent, and all they're doing, they get frustrated because they don't really learn the art of traffic, right? They don't master it.
And I'm actually glad that you mentioned that, because in one of these modules, Vic actually teaches you how not to really depend on anybody, not even brokers, solo ad vendors, nobody. And he teaches you technique, which obviously I'm not going to reveal here because obviously you need to buy the product really. He created something like a beast here. And if you follow these steps, you can generate your own traffic, your own leads on autopilot. And guess what? And I know this is hard to believe, but at zero cost. Yes, I said zero cost. But obviously that's something that obviously if the listeners are interested into, then they should really push this product, because this is not just a traffic product, guys. This is like an online university. And obviously, Michelangelo, you run one, so you know exactly what I'm talking about here. This is all about education and really educating people from a basic level up to advanced on how to become really online entrepreneurs and generate their own traffic and not to depend on anybody else.
All right, let's move on to the next module, and we're going to wrap it up. How about conversion mastery? Now, let me say something real quick, because I don't think, well, with the exception of Vic and a few others, that nobody converts like I do. I have a loyal list, and I have an engagement list, and you can drive all the traffic, you can capture all the emails, but if they're not converting, if they're not buying, if they're not joining, you're not making no money. You've gotten good at capturing emails, you've gotten good at driving traffic, but if you don't know how to get them to, I'm just going to be blunt, pull out their credit card, nothing's going to happen. That's the point that changes your life, is when they pull out your credit card. So, and I've been through the course, I've been through previous courses, and I've learned a lot, and I use a lot for engagement to get my followers, the flesh and blood behind those emails, to finally pull out their credit card. You want to touch a little bit about conversion mastery?
Yeah, that's another one of my favorite modules. Why? Because it's, as you were saying, it's all nice to excuse me. It's all nice to
Hey, you okay, man? You choking up?
I'm so sorry.
What are you drinking? A high C Hawaiian punch? Dude, you're a guru. You're drinking one of those little Hawaiian punch pouches for kids' lunch. Go ahead. I didn't mean to put you out there, but you were.
I nearly choked it. So, as you were saying, it's fine to get all the traffic in the world and have a nice autoresponder and all that and all the tools, but what you do with that traffic, and in this module is you learn how to convert leads into buyers. So you've got all these people in your autoresponder, you've got all these leads and these clients, but they're really prospects and not clients because they haven't bought anything yet. And what Vic really teaches here is how to become an invisible influence on people, how to use certain language, so how to communicate with your list basically, and how to sell actually without selling. I know this sounds a little bit I'm contradicting myself, but really it teaches you how to sell without selling, and it's really turning your prospects into raving customers that will follow, they will like you, trust you, and they will be customers of yours for life. And Vic teaches you how to do that. And he goes as far, listen to this, Michael, he goes as far as teaching people on how to get conversions on the products that you sell, on how to get conversions of up to 20%. That's two-digit conversion rates, which is unheard of in our industry. Because as Michael knows this better than I, when you do a product launch, you expect maybe industry standard, Michael, 5-6% maybe.
Yeah, four or
But
five.
Vic really digs into how to get conversions of up to 20%. And why do I say 20%? Is because we've just done the product launch, actually, that went off yesterday. And we've achieved that. We've achieved conversions from leads, from people who opted in the system to actually buying a ticket, which is, I wouldn't say it's high ticket, but it's, close to $500. So, medium-term tickets. And we've achieved 20% conversion rates and then 50% on upsells. But all that is explained on this conversion mastery. How did Vic actually, creates campaigns and he manages to achieve these crazy conversions, which Michael will agree, it's crazy. It's out of this world.
And I'm gonna have to say this because, and I always say this: the gurus, the one you don't have to be a guru, the ones that are making money, money that impacts your life, they separate themselves from the masses, from all the other newbies, internet marketers are using landing pages just trying to get solo ads or traffic, whatever. You have to learn certain skills that are easily learned. This is not rocket science, my friends. You simply have to learn it to separate yourself from everyone else. Otherwise, you're like gunslinger and you can't budget, you can't earn a change your lifestyle by just throwing something on the wall and hoping it'll stick. Sure, you might get a few conversions here and there, but unless you really learn this art, you won't get the crazy conversions that I promise you can get. So let's talk about the advanced, the end module, the advanced stuff.
Yeah, the advanced digs into more traffic techniques. Basically, it will be all about traffic. But traffic. Let me tell you this. I'm actually excited to talk about this module here because it's traffic techniques that no one's ever heard of. This is really the latest of what's working right now. How to really get targeted leads, because this is all we after really. We want targeted leads. We don't want untargeted people filling up our autoresponder account. We really want laser targeted people coming into our account to buy our products and services.
Yeah, because what happens is if you don't have targeted people and they're all in your, say, Aweber, they're not going to open your emails, and that hurts your inboxing. There's a lot of things that hurt when you don't do this right. And you're wondering why people aren't buying because they're not opening your emails because they're not targeted. They have no interest. I'm launching a new membership site called Mind Riches, and it's all about the subconscious mind in that. And I've been devouring since last night traffic mastery and conversion mastery because I really want this to be my best work, and I want to drive my best prospects to that landing page so I can get the most conversions. I'm tired of piddling around being a gunslinger. So this came just in time. I love the traffic mastery, and I just started conversion mastery. And even someone like me I've learned little things like, oh my God, just tweak here, tweak there. Mm-hmm. And I promise you, little tweaks will add up to absolutely separate you from the masses. And it'll make the difference. Any last words, Paulo? Because right below, you can click on the link and you're going to get taken to even learn more. Go ahead.
I mean, it's really a no-brainer, man. This is Vic's heart and soul that he put into this course for the past, I would say, a year and a half. Where, if you want to get coached by Vic, right, let's put it this way. If you go on his website, he charges, guys, $25,000 for you to spend some time with him. And I tell you what, he will be teaching the exact same stuff that's on this website. No word of a lie, So you'll be learning from someone who's on the trenches, someone who is very, very successful and is on top of his game, period. He's really on top of his game. So you'll be learning all that stuff via video over his shoulder, where he actually shows you all the steps anyway. And Vic's style is very easy to follow. You understand him very, very well. He doesn't use, any complicated words or teachings like that. Even a 5-year-old can learn this, I tell you. So I'm bummed that you guys can get your hands on something that was going to cost you a fraction of what Vic normally charges to his high-end clients. And I tell you what, guys, this is, hand on my heart, the best traffic and conversion course I've ever seen so far online. And I mean this for now, for 2015. So learn from a guy who actually brings results. And you can look over his shoulder and see step by step how to create these results for yourself. And I tell you what, there's nothing, really nothing better than High Traffic Academy out there right now.
All right.
The best course that you can put your hands on.
And they can actually hear from Vic when they click on the link below and even learn more. All right. Thanks, Paulo. Guys, click on the link.
Cheers, guys.